Hello, wonderful people, and welcome to my world. Today I make a reaction video about the charity that made up stories of trafficked African children, BBC Africa. This is a channel. It's mainly about Africa, and I will link the video also in the description, like always. And I already have the video open, so I see immediately the flag of Gambia. So it could be that I'm a little bit emotional here, but let's see. I watched already a few documentaries about that topic, that um, homeless African people, especially single moms, mothers, losing their child, or the child get trafficked. So they get stolen on the street because they are homeless, and from one day on another day, the kids disappearing. And this is a common thing, I would say. It's not something unusual, and we should talk about this topic, because for me, definitely it's an important topic to talk about. Because also in Germany, we have a case that someone was trafficked and get adopted in the system in Germany, and actually this kid grew up in a white family, but this kid had still the family in Gambia. So, and yeah, it's a case where we should have a focus on, because children are the vulnerable um, humans on Earth, and we need to protect them, even they are living in an homeless environment. But to get or to steal a child from the mother with no consent and no legal documentation about it, where the child is going and all that stuff, it's just crucial. So let's see how this short video what kind of information we have here. I will read it again. The charity that made up stories of trafficked African children, BBC Africa.
A one-day-old baby that our awesome team rescued just before being trafficked.
He was meant to be helping children,
Hi guys.
rescuing them from traffickers and housing them as they recover from traumatic circumstances.
Just me again.
Instead, a BBC investigation has found that this Australian-British former UK police officer has been exploiting vulnerable people across Africa to solicit funds from
Here, so this is normal what we see here, that children in the African context get portrayed on social media, get filmed, and the privacy law here, it's not affecting them, and the protection of the children, it's not how it's called in English. It's not granted. So because in the European context, if you just show white kids in the camera without the consent of the parents, it's illegal. And I have no idea why European people or privileged people thinking that it's a good idea to post a child on social media with no consent from the parents to get the clicks and views for the suffering of children's. You just can make a post about it. You don't need to glorify you're willing to help these people and these children just to get clickbaits. And I really don't like that, because in any context, normally you wouldn't do that. So if these marginalized kids not have your attention at all, you just try to portray them and saying, oh, poor Africa, poor children in Africa, that they are homeless and that they are suffering from this. If you being more concerned how this could happen, then you would dig deeper in the history of colonization, and also that we are still exploiting those countries like Congo, Sudan, Yemen, and more countries where they have minerals and all this kind of stuff for our cell phones, and we exploiting those countries, and we are still in a position of power to get rid of that and to actually help those people. But most of the time we are not willing to help. We are just trying to make money with them without their consent, because in some time, or in a lot of times, they don't understand why they get filmed right now, and they don't have the understanding why the people do that, and then they are willing to do it because they, oh yeah, why not, because they don't have that much the how it's called, the right. It is not offensive. It's not this thing that I say, this is a thing that they are not educated about it. No, the thing is they are children. So, and you shouldn't put any children with no consent on your social media if it's not if it's not your own children. So, and a lot of people, and I always see that the white savior syndrome, that people are showing black or marginalized kids on social media, and that's not okay.
From abroad for his rescue charity. Meet Adam Whittington, who's tried to stop this story of deception and manipulation from being told. But first, we need to go back a few steps. After leaving the police, Adam started a company, retrieving children taken abroad by a parent following a custody dispute. However, his tactics have led to jail time for him and his team.
Adam Whittington accused of kidnapping 2 children involved in a custody dispute.
At Project Rescue Children, we exist to rescue victims of child trafficking and exploitation.
Project Rescue Children, or PRC, was born in 2017 and used social media as a key tool to raise money globally. His social media pages had over 1 million followers, including some media personalities.
So I just firstly want to thank everybody, all of you, for supporting us. We can't do this without you guys.
In 2022, PRC decided to partner with Make a Child Smile in Uganda, an NGO fighting human trafficking.
He asked me of some of the cases I've worked on. I sent him some of the work I've done so far. And then one day he actually told me that he would love to come to Uganda.
Adam visited Uganda 3 times, meeting survivors of trafficking and police officers working on cases. But Alexander became concerned about what Adam was posting on social media.
I want to read this. So, Project Rescue Children. We are pleased to formally announce the successful rescue of 12 young girls from human traffickers. These girls were forcibly taken from Western Uganda through the fraudulent operations of a non-governmental organization, NGO, specifically created for domestic and international child trafficking. Some victims were kidnapped, while others were received under the false pretense of receiving educational opportunities through this fabricated NGO. Following an investigation funded by PRC in collaboration with Ugandan authorities, 2 suspects have been apprehended and will soon face serious charges in court. Moving forward, in 2024, PRC plans to strengthen its presence in Uganda, undertaking numerous additional rescues. Furthermore, our organization is diligently constructing a new rescue, rehabilitation, and medical center. PRC is committed to establishing itself as a prominent entity in Uganda, working alongside authorities and partner organizations to combat child trafficking and exploitation. Project Rescue Children, human trafficking, child trafficking.
Taking credit for child rescue operations that he hadn't been involved in.
We need to be transparent. You have never done this operation. I think it's better you tell people the truth.
At least $177,000 had been raised for PRC, Donors were told it would fund the construction and running of a rescue centre in Uganda. While Make a Child Smile did receive some money, it received around $78,000, less than half of what was raised by donors.
When I talked about it, Adam became furious. He went mad. He went mad.
What you're trying to show here is absolute propaganda, lies. So I hope you have a lot of money to go to court, because you're not going to get away with this, Alex. You are a two-faced snake, Alex. I don't work with snakes, so just give me the lawyer's details. You've wasted enough of our time.
I would confidently say the rest of the money have been eaten by Adam Whittington and PLC, actually. And I'm so sorry, actually, for the donors who donated towards this cause.
Construction in Uganda is now on hold until Alexander can find a new partner and more funding. PRC said it sent sufficient funds to complete the construction, but stopped sending money when it terminated its partnership with Make a Child Smile. It blamed Alexander's refusal to sign a contract and also accused him of mismanaging the funds. It said the remaining money has been used to help other children. 3,500 miles away in the Gambia, Adam has also been at work. It's here that Adam Whittington says that he carried out the most unbelievable rescue mission. He says that his team received a tip-off that a newborn baby was going to be handed over to traffickers at a busy marketplace in the Gambia. When they saw two men carrying a basket, they decided to follow. The two men got spooked and ran away, dropping the basket on the floor. Inside, a newborn baby. They called her Maria. It means a miracle.
She's doing so well, and she's going to be completely taken under PRC's wing.
He told his followers online he'd adopted the young girl and that she was being looked after at PRC's rescue centre in the country.
A lot of you are here to follow along on mine and Maria's journey.
He asked Alex Betts, PRC's then UK director and a social media influencer, to adopt the child with him. Alex met Maria when she visited the centre. She posted photos and videos playing with a baby girl. It went viral, seen by more than 40 million people around the world, and the money came pouring in. However, she became suspicious when she was asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and she started to ask questions.
And I'm under a direct attack from PRC to not only assassinate my character, but they're unlawfully withholding access to my child.
She stopped receiving updates about baby Maria, and Adam Whittington made untrue statements, branding Alex a drug addict who was wanted by police in the Gambia. PRC said it terminated its contract with Alex Betts because they felt she was exploiting children for social media gain.
The baby, the child that I named, she bears my middle name, Maria Rose.
Alex says she was recruited to PRC to bring social media attention to the organisation.
Also, this statement I will read. A lot of you will have seen the post about Mariah on Adam Whittington 23 Instagram back in January. However, it's the first time I'm actually speaking about her on my page. In December of last year, our amazing organization, Project Rescue Children, intercepted a beautiful baby girl from being sold to a human trafficking syndicate after we received a tip-off about an exchange happening in a local market. PRC ran a tense and a complex undercover operation where we managed to rescue Mireya, who had been left in a basket by the woman who gave birth to her, to be collected by human traffickers at only a few hours old. The local authorities offered amazing support, and a local police woman even stepped in to breastfeed her for the following few days. As soon as we had her, we knew she was meant to be with us, raised by us at PSC. So Adam and I became mom and dad, and we appointed Mireya for of the best good parents this earth has to offer. Okay.
She refutes the claims against her and says she's always acted with honest and pure intentions. She believed she had adopted a girl named Maria. But the truth is that Maria was never hers to begin with.
How evil you have to be to put somebody through this torture.
Gambian authorities had no record of a newborn baby being rescued from traffickers.
At the end of the day, you don't have an organization that can simply, take care of a trafficking in person without involving the authority. So having to fail to report, that's an issue of concealment, and concealment is a crime.
The BBC began a search to find baby Maria. Piecing together information from photographs and documents Adam Whittington had posted online, investigations led to PRC's Gambia Rescue Centre. There was no centre, no rescued children had lived there, and it was just a family home. The property belongs to David Bass. His son, Ibu Bass, was recruited as PRC's director in the Gambia. PRC did come here, but money was spent fixing the house's roof and installing a fresh water supply. David says he didn't know that PRC had used donated money this way.
But she doesn't live here?
No, she doesn't live here.
But she lives nearby?
Yes.
At a small compound nearby, the BBC found baby Maria.
God, Haley, is that her? I just can't believe she's here.
It turns out baby Maria was never trafficked, and it's not her real name. The mother didn't want to be identified, but told the BBC that PRC approached her, saying there was a potential sponsor who wanted to meet her baby, which she agreed to. She never received any money, but she was given a small amount of groceries. The mum was in complete disbelief about the stories being told about her child. Ibu, no longer working for PRC, gave the BBC more details.
At the end, he was.
The thing here is that you need to imagine the Gambia it's a poor country. So, and if you try to help the people on a condition where they get little money, even just for little money, they would probably believe you. And because they, since it's a poor country and in my opinion, one of the harshest country who get exploited by colonialism, because it's West Africa and the really left point of West Africa. And if we go through history, Gambia was and Senegal was one of the most countries where black people was trafficked from Africa to Latin America. And there you need to imagine that if they see white people, they believing that they are all wealthy. Even me, as a light-skinned person, they see me as a wealthy person. And they can recognize I'm not from Gambia and I'm from Europe. They can see that. So, and they know, okay, you have money. You are a person. You're coming outside from Gambia, so probably you have money. You get money. And if you have this state of mind that someone can save you from a poor situation, people do a lot of things to manage their own families and trying also to survive. So because if you're on the lowest classism bottom, so the poorest people from a society, you always try to to get rid of your state and get rid of your classicism state where you're in. And a lot of people trying to come to Europe, make money in Europe and fund the family in Gambia, that they have a better life there. And it's a complete circle. That's why I always say, even for economy bad countries, refugees can come to Europe. They can exploit Europe like we doing it in Europe, and integrate them in our society here in Europe, that they can create a better life for the people and for the families in their home countries, because we still exploiting them and we cursed those countries that they suffer.
He was just trying to use me, and then I can feel that he was trying to put me and my family into problem.
Whose idea was it to say that Maria had been trafficked?
It's Adam's idea, to be honest. It's Adam's idea. Adam was like, yeah, we definitely need a kid to put on the media.
Why did you go along with that though, Ibu?
I didn't help Adam with the lie. So I was just, trying to be good to that child and her mom, trying to support the child.
PRC had in effect faked the rescue of a newborn baby, found a child to use as a prop, exploiting a vulnerable young mother, and pretended to house her in a rescue centre that doesn't exist, all to raise money. Lamin says multiple laws may have been broken and is now working with the authorities in the Gambia to investigate Adam Whittington and PRC. PRC insists Maria's story is true, that it did rescue a newborn baby from traffickers and that it did so in collaboration with the Gambian authorities. It still says that the home we visited was converted into a PRC rescue centre and says that Maria wasn't at the property because she was overseas visiting relatives. It's not been possible to find out what's happened to all the money raised for PRC or where it's been spent. Adam Whittington has companies and charities set up in multiple countries, many of which have never filed any detailed accounts. But we do know that donations haven't reached their intended targets. Adam Whittington is currently living in Russia. He didn't respond to our request for an interview. Since we started our investigation, content's been removed from PRC's website, Adam's account has been banned by Instagram, and he instructed solicitors in Kenya, where he tried unsuccessfully to block this programme from being broadcast. We also had news from the Australian Charity Commission. They told us PRC's charity status has been revoked.
More countries are wanting our services, more requests for help from different parts of the world.
Adam Whittington is currently travelling back and forth to the Philippines, where he's raising money for another rescue centre, and he has plans to expand.
And to be honest, if we had enough manpower and enough funding, we would be in every single corner of the globe. That is our goal, long term.
This makes me furious and I'm burning inside. But this is a good and great example how some people with savior syndrome are trying to help and make huge mistakes and exploiting those poor countries. And I had the same with my sister when we went to South Africa. There was a street kid had the same color like me, and my sister wanted to help this kid and trying to get this kid in 2 weeks out of the street. Was impossible. But I told my sister, since her English was not that good, if you provide me all the information, where we go, what we do, if you search, then I will help you, because I was on vacation and I know already that this we don't know any law in this country. We don't know anything about this country, so it would be really hard in 2 weeks to get this done. But she figured out what was it? I think it was the Red Cross. I think it's the Red Cross. Let me just quick search for that, if it was the Red Cross or not. So children charity. So organization, it was Red Cross or Save the Children, something like that. It was actually a company, a quite big company. We went there, and the whole dynamic, it's still in Cape Town, it still felt like apartheid dynamic, so that most of the restaurant had white owners. If we was asking something, most of the time the owner came out and talked with us, and but all the employees was dark-skinned black people. And then we went to this charity for Save the Children or the Red Cross to try to help this kid. The answer of this person, first a dark-skinned black guy came out and talked with us, and then the white person came out and was talking with us and completely took the lead. The black person didn't say anything anymore, and I got so furious because the white person told us or told me that this kid in the street where the kid is living on the streets makes more money than someone who going to work. And this for me was like, okay, what is happening right now? You are not willing to help. He said there need in South Africa there no kid need to be on the street. So he wanted convince me that this kid on the street refused to live in any camp and refused or chose to live on the street and chose this life. And yeah, no kid in this world would choose this life, because in these 2 weeks we saw this kid also, or in the week, I don't know, saw the kid also sleep in the morning and during the day, because he need to be safe in the evening and in the night, because there the terror is starting. A lot of homeless people are over there, most of them black people. And you need to imagine, if the kid is not awake the whole night, he will probably get raped, he will get beaten up, he will get fight for food and all that stuff. There was one day that he didn't have shoes anymore. So, and is a survival game, what happening over there. And we need to get aware of that this, even we're living in Europe, it's happening in other countries where we as European people and big companies who are coming from the Western world are exploiting these countries still in the neocolonialism way we are living in this world. So always make a background check. If you want to donate something, make a background check. If you want to help, try to go to the organization and have a look. Be a volunteer. Try to do something, but first look before you help. Because this is just a thing what I can mention. If you want to help, make a review of this company. Try where's the company doing their job, how they're doing their job. Maybe try to ask for a visit to see. And if they are denying this visit, then something is wrong. And yeah, if you are willing to help, always make a background check, because nowadays there are so many companies to help other people, other children, and but most of the time they are just exploiting them, to be honest. Yeah, if you liked it, of course, I would love a thumb up for the video. And always, if you don't subscribe me yet, I would appreciate it as well, because it's for free. And yeah, I wish you a wonderful day, wonderful evening, whenever you're watching this this episode of my world. And also make your coffee, make your hot chocolate or tea, and yeah, enjoy. See you. Bye bye.